Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heath, and today we are going to dive into two of the most popular Linux security components, SELinux and AppArmor. You have probably heard about them, and you are wondering what exactly are they, why do they matter, and how do they differ. Whether you are a system administrator, a developer, or a Linux enthusiast, this video will help you to understand the trade-off and the strength of each approach. So let's get started. So in the first point, I would like to tell you what exactly are SELinux and AppArmor. Both of them are security module which allows to enforce mandatory access control policy. So apart from the traditional mechanism of handling permission on Linux, where you have a user can define permission on all their files, so a given user can define which permission they have on the file, whether it's read, write, or execute. And they can also define which permission other user or member of the same group as them can have on the file. So that is the traditional discretional access control, which you have probably heard of them, and which can be managed via chmod or chown. But when it comes to mandatory access control, this is a extra layer of security which you put on your system, which enforce strength of your security by incorporating a checking mechanism inside of your kernel. So inside of your kernel, you have a module or a feature which allows to check if a given process or a given action can be performed on a given file, on a given component. The second point is, why exactly do they exist? So the main goal of both systems is to limit the impact of security breaches. So whether an attacker gains root access, the mandatory access control can prevent or can restrict the attacker to get or to have access on your entire system. And that is one of the features which make Linux system more secure than Windows. I don't say Windows is not secure, but it's one of the mechanisms which allows Linux to be more secure than Windows. Here I'm on my terminal, and I've already set up two servers on which I will perform the practice. So I'm actually using Tmax, which allows me to have two PAN actually for different practice. So here I will connect on the first one using ssh-l and enter the name of the server, which is dev01, and enter the password. Go on the second one, ssh-l eve dev02, and enter the password, which is password as usual. And as you can see here, this one is a Ubuntu OS, as you can see here, and I will go on this one, do cat etc OS release. So this one is a Red Hat base. Actually, we perform the practice on two OS. On Red Hat base, we will practice with SELinux, and Ubuntu one will practice with AppArmor. So I will go on the second one, which is Ubuntu, and we'll start there as there is more to perform on that one. So I will do sudo -s minus or sudo su minus and enter the password to become root. And now I will start by installing Apache. So I'll do sudo apt install Apache 2, not that one, Apache 2, yes, press yes, and wait for the installation to we performed. So initially, on Ubuntu, Apache is not more restrictive than on Red Hat. So on Ubuntu, we'll have to perform few changes for AppArmor to become more restrictive than how it is by default on Red Hat. So I will show you the initial configuration, and after that we will change it to make it more restrictive than the default one. So it is already installed, and okay, now I'll try to check if the service is already started. Okay, so I'll do systemctl status Apache 2, and as you can see, the server is already started. And if I do curl localhost, and we have the page of the Apache server which is running actually. And what I want to serve a file which doesn't have too many lines. So I'll just do echo var echo, this is the index page, and I'll redirect that into var www html index.html. and now if we do curl localhost, you can see we have that page. So Apache has its default configuration, and the main goal here is to change the root directory of Apache so you can serve content from somewhere else, and after that we reinforce it using AppArmor. So I'll make a directory named srv or srv.website, and check inside of that directory website, there is no anything. And now I will go and I'll code the same line and put this one into srv website index.html, and I'll go and change the Apache configuration to serve that file as the root directory. So for that, I'll go and edit the configuration file of Apache site available 00, and here I will change this one, this path, just comment this one, I'll just exit, try again. Okay, copy this one and change this one into srv website. So for Apache to work, so if I restart here, I'll just show you something. Systemctl restart Apache 2. So it will work, but if I do curl localhost it will not show that content, but it will tell me that there is an error. So I'll do tail var log Apache error. So as you can see here, there is an error which says that client denied by server. This is because there is a directory from Apache which we must put into the configuration file of the site file. So I'll just copy it from somewhere. So I'll do vi, or maybe I can do just like this, cat etc apaches Apache and redirect it into etc Apache site available 00, and I'll go ahead and edit that one. Apache site available 00, and I'll just go here and go down, scroll down, and I will copy the line which have directive. So this one, I'll copy this one, copy it, go up and paste it here. Okay, and I'll go here and delete everything which came after. So just go delete everything which came after. Okay, go up and save it. Okay, now if I do systemctl restart Apache 2, now do curl localhost, it's still forbidden. If I do curl tail var log Apache, I forgot to update that line, so it's Apache site available 00, and I must change this one. Change this one into SRV website, and that will be all. Okay, save and restart, and we just go restart Apache 2 and curl localhost. As you can see now, the content which is served is the content from the SRV directory, so we can check that by updating like this echo from SRV index and redirect it into SRV website index.html and redirect it into SRV website index.html, and if we do curl localhost, you can see it updates because we are actually serving the content from that directory. And now I will go ahead and make it restrictive, so it will not serve the content from other directory apart from the default directory, which is var www html, this one. So for that, I will have to perform few changes to my server. First thing first, it will be to update AppArmor so you can restrict access to other directory than allowing the Apache service to access every file from our system. So for that, I will check if I have Apache configuration or Apache profile for AppArmor, Apache status, and do grep Apaches. So actually there's not anything, but the AA status command allow me to check the status of AppArmor and to check all profile which are currently loaded inside of my kernel for mandatory access control. And what I will do, I'll just install another package which will allow me to have access on configuration file of Apache. So for that, I will do apt install AppArmor utils and lib apache to mod AppArmor. So I will install both of them so they can help me to manage Apache with AppArmor. So wait just for it to complete. Once it's done, it will create a configuration file inside of the directory where all module or all profile of AppArmor are currently saved. So if I do ls-l, which is etc apache AppArmor, not apache .d. So this directory contains all configuration of Apache, configuration of AppArmor, I mean. And as you can see here, we have this configuration, which is the profile related to Apache. And if I do vi etc AppArmor.d user sbin apache 2, you can see here it is not restrictive. So the Apache service have access to the entire Linux file system hierarchy of my system. So the Apache service can access any file anywhere, anywhere you put the file which you want to serve, it will be served. But what I want in my case to do is to restrict that only to certain directory, not all directory on my system. So I'll go here and I will start by enforcing the configuration of AppArmor. So instead of leaving everything clean, so I'll do AA. I'll just start by loading the profile, which I can perform by AppArmor parse -r etc AppArmor.d user sbin apache. So this will load the profile into the kernel, and after that I can do AA status. So if we go up, I must do systemctl. I must reload AppArmor services. Armor reload, and I can now do AA status. Go up, you can see seems Apache is not displayed, so I'll do again systemctl restart AppArmor and check AA status. Not there. Try again with reload AppArmor parse -r. Okay. Oh, actually is skipping the profile, so I'll just enforce it. Enforce etc AppArmor AppArmor.d user sbin apache, and if we check now with AA status, it should be enforced actually. Okay, now we have Apache listed as profile which are loaded inside my system. So if I try to check to restart Apache, restart Apache 2 localhost localhost, you can see my system is still serving the file from the SRV website directory. So to restrict that to the default location, AppArmor.d user sbin Apache, and I will command this one. So just command this one to not allow Apache to read anywhere, and we will see how we can restrict that to only the default directory. Okay. Okay. Okay, I will command this one as well. So once we made this change, it will restrict even Apache to access the configuration file. So just go here, write it, and reload it with AppArmor parse -r etc AppArmor.d user has been Apache. This will reload the profile, and now we can reload AppArmor service. And if we restart Apache, systemctl restart Apache 2, we can see we have this error. Apache is not able to start again. And if we check the log, which you can get here, so do just tail var log syslog. You can see here we have AppArmor denied opening the configuration file. So actually, as we restrict access to all the path of my server, Apache is not even able to load its configuration file. To fix that, I will have to go into the same file and allow it. So that is how AppArmor currently works. So it is path based. So you have to define all paths which the given application must access for it to be able to access that. So I'll go just here and do etc Apache. So as I know it must access all files inside that directory, I'll just do it like this, read write, and here I'll do Apache 2, and to access any subdirectory inside of that directory, right, call again the parse command and reload AppArmor and restart Apache 2. We still get the same error that is normal, and if we check now the error, which you can check with this one, you can see now the error change. We have AppArmor denied access to this one, and wait, so we have another error, this one, so that we'll check it with tail var log Apache error log. As you can see here, command log failed to remove this file. So Apache need to have access to this directory here as well. And for that, I'll just go and speed up and put all the file which is needed for Apache to have full access.
Okay, try again. Pass, reload, restart Apache. Yes, now it's the error must change. If I check tail var log, okay, the error have actually changed. And if we declare localhost, oh, I missed that. Localhost actually. Okay, now we get forbidden, and if we check tail var log syslog, just clean it, you can see here we have AppArmor deny access to this one, which is normal. And if we go into the etc Apache site available and edit the config, we return to its default value. So if we comment this one as well, and comment this one and put this one, now we reload that config, we restart Apache and do curl localhost. Okay, we are serving the index from the default path, which is, so if we do cat var log www, not that one, www html index.html, which is this one. And if we had just something like testing, redirect to the last value of the previous command. And if we do curl localhost, we can see that testing is added to that file. So actually we have restricted access to other directory apart from the default one. And if we check again, we try to edit this one and came back to this one. Delete this one, write it, and try to restart Apache, restart Apache 2 and do curl localhost. We can see you don't have permission to access this resource. And if you do curl tail var log syslog, you can see we have this line. We have this line which says AppArmor deny, so it deny access to this content because in the profile, or the profile which define mandatory access control policy, we didn't allow Apache to access other files from the file which are currently listed into the profile file. So the user has been Apache. So Apache is currently allowed only to access this file which are listed here. So directory and sub directory also file. So apart from this directory, it will not have access to any other directory. If we want Apache to have access, we will have to go there and so we have two possibilities. We can make the profile not enforcing by just showing logging error or saying that the access is not allowed, but it will not block the Apache to access the file. This is by using a AppArmor complaint mode. So I'll just go here and do a complaint instead of enforce mode. Enforce mode block whenever there is a error which is thrown. So I'll just do here, and now I will just systemctl reload AppArmor services, restart Apache do, and if we do, so I'll just go here v etc Apache site available 00. So we have this one which is hello. Okay, and if we do curl localhost, previously we get access denied, but if I try now, we can see we have that content is rendered. But if I try check the log file, var log syslog, you can see here we have this line which says that AppArmor allowed on file this one. It's currently allowed, but it logged the error, the AppArmor message inside of the log file. And but on the other case, when we have enforce mode, when there is a rule which match, it doesn't log anything. It will just pass without logging anything. But this time it rendered the content but also logged the message inside of the log file. Okay, so we'll go and make it enforce. So I'll just go here, go back here and render the default directory, even though the file is, it will be still be into the complaint mode. When the file is already allowed, it will not throw any error inside of that log file. Log and just reload it. Oh no, it's still in complaint mode. That's normal. And the pass command, where it is. Okay, pass that one. Reload AppArmor. Okay, and restart Apache. Okay, curl localhost. So we get the result, but if we do tail var log syslog, so as you can see there is no complaint because the directory is already allowed. But when we are in enforce mode, so I'll just go here, enforce this one, and do systemctl restart Apache 2 curl localhost. So there is no complaint. Log syslog because it's already allowed. But if we change it to var log etc AppArmor .d user has been Apache 2 and no, not this one, but the website file, which is vi etc Apache site available 0 and uncomment this one. And uncomment this one and do AA enforce. No AA enforce, but Apache restart curl localhost you can see is forbidden because that directory is not listed inside of the profile file syslog. You can see here it is denied. So if we want to allow it, we will have to go and edit this file here and add that directory as well. So I'll just go here, SRV web site, the directory, and just and any subfolder. I'll just select this one, pass it here so it can be more readable. And so we had these two directory, so we can allow those directories inside of the profile in AppArmor. And now if I do AA AppArmor pass -r, or I can just do this like this. Okay, systemctl reload AppArmor and systemctl restart Apache 2, and now tracker localhost you can see we have the content which is actually rendered. In previous case it's failed, but this time is succeeded. And now we'll go on the second OS, which is Red Hat based. So I'll just switch back to my first one. So here we have a Red Hat OS, and I'll just elevate my access as root user. And now here I will install as well Apache. So it will be sudo dnf install Apache, not Apache, httpd yes, which will install Apache. And after that I will render the default page, which is inside of the same directory as on Ubuntu, which is, so I'll just do echo, this is the index page from default directory, and redirect it into var www html index.html. and if I do curl localhost, not that one, localhost, so the service is not started, so I'll do start enable -- now. So actually I'll show you, I'll start first by showing you the status httpd. So the service is down, so I will have to start it with systemctl. So I will enable it and start it in the same command httpd, and if we check again status, it's started and allowed to start on system boot. And now if we do curl localhost, so we have the default content which I defined rendered. And now if I want to change the directory, so I'll choose the document root path where it is http conf httpd. So the document root is here, and now I want to change it. So for that, I'll just edit that file, go down, and I will change this one, go down. Okay, here we are. Comment this one, change this one SRV website, and here we have already that line. So just copy this one and put it here, and remove this one as well. After that, I can save it and say systemctl restart httpd. So here on Red Hat, we get the error when we try to start Apaches, and if we check systemctl status httpd, we get document root website is not, the directory is not readable. So actually the directory is not present. So I'll just create it, mkdir -p srv website, and echo this is the content from srv website index.html, and redirect it into srv website index.html. Okay, if we check again, systemctl restart httpd. So if we check status, it started, and if we do curl localhost, you can see it doesn't render the content which we expect, but it render another content. That means we have a problem. And if we check SE status, which is the way to check the status of SELinux status, we can see here we are in force mode. So in force mode, we cannot access content which have not tag or have not context the same as the service which try to access the content. So if I say like change the enforce mode to permissive, so we do set enforce to 0. So if I get again it's started, now it's more permissive. And if I try curl localhost, you can see the content is rendered. So this is the same equivalent to the AA-complaint. So we are setting the enforcement or the mandatory access control to just complain and output some message inside of the log. So if I try to check del var log messages, we don't get anything there, but we have to check it as avc into var log syslog, not log messages, not that one, audit log. Okay, now you can see we have a complaint here which says permissive, but it logs something. But if we change it to enforce again, enforce one, and we try to call back localhost, and we go and check this one. You can see here we have an AVC which says denied attribute, or the path is this one, and the source context is something like the http://t_t, and it's trying to access something which is of type var t. That is why it's not working on Red Hat. And to fix that, we have to apply the same context as this default file. So I'll just show you what I mean by that. So if we go try ls-lz var www.html, you can see here the context is of type httpd_sys_content_t. But when we go on SRV website, here the context is of this type. So for httpd to be able to read content from any directory, it should have, that directory must have this tag actually. So to do that, we have to perform some change on that directory, and we can update the policy actually by using the command cmanage fcontext. So we'll update the contents of that directory -a-t. We are providing the type of the directory, type of the profile, the context I mean, sys_content_t, and we set it on SRV website. So we'll set it on any subdirectory and subfile which can be put inside that directory, and this is optional. Save it, and so if we try now, if I try to call localhost, this will not fix because the file, this one, still have the same context. And to apply the new context, I have to call the restore command with our SRV website. So this will change the context to the context which I've already set on the target or the module of my SELinux configuration. And if I check again, you can see he have this context now. And now if I do curl localhost, we have the content which is random. So instead of the difference between Ubuntu and or Debian based OS is that on Red Hat everything is enforced by default, so you don't have to perform any change. So by default the system is already in enforced mode, and whenever you try to change anything from the default location, you will get error. But when you want to change that, you must change the context. And if we do cmanage fcontext, so we want to list all local context which I define. Actually we have only one, which is this one. So anytime I create a file inside of this directory, it will get automatically this context. So if I'll try again, touch sample.var srv website sample.txt, and if we do again ls-z srv website, you can see the context is already applied because we have already defined this context on file and subdirectory of this directory. So as we have seen, we have covered how to restrict or to apply mandatory access on Debian-based OS as well as Red Hat-based OS. So we have used the AppArmor on Ubuntu, and we use SELinux on Red Hat. So you have both mandatory access control system handling different way how they enforce security on the system. On Red Hat is the profile context based, so we have context which is applied on different files, and on Red Hat, on Ubuntu, we have a file where we define all files on which you have a profile file in which you list all files or all directories on which a given service have access. That will be all for this video. So if you find this video interesting and it provides you values about the content which was addressed during this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get notified whenever I release new video. So in the meanwhile, stay safe and keep learning.